Thank you, Oireachtas. I'm privileged to be here to address you today. As a member of this House, I'm only 4 years elected. I would have been 9 years old when the tragedy happened. I can't pretend to remember, but I certainly know I have felt everything that has been said through the inquest in the last number of days. Every name I've heard, every family that's been remembered, and particularly those who are no longer here, but also those whose lives changed forever, not just those that were lost in the Stardust tragedy. Many of you have fought for 43 years, a fight that you didn't want to fight. And there is no denying you were put through that by the state. But the state is just another name for everybody that enters this House. We are elected representatives, and we're elected by the people. This is known as Leinster House. It's otherwise known as the People's House. And all too often, we forget who puts us here. And for me, it has nothing to do with class, nor should it. But given what you've been through for 43 years and the evidence that we have heard, it does appear to have had something to do with class. But a life is a life. And whether it's 48 young people who died through no fault of their own, or many others that we've heard of over the decades, the state can do better and must do better, and that includes me. I haven't had interaction with any of you except for Antoinette Keegan, who wrote to me in 2022 and asked me to make a donation to the Stardust Fund. I made a paltry donation, and I'm ashamed at how paltry it was. But all I can say is that I have learned more in the last week about how we should serve the people who elect us than I have had over the 4 years I've been here. And I do struggle sometimes with what we are elected to do, because it's sometimes very difficult to make the right decisions. And I sit in the opposition benches, and I have huge admiration today for the people who have told their story and have had the resolve for 43 years. But I also have admiration for the Taoiseach, in his short time elected, to have reversed the poor decisions that have put you through that for 43 years in making the decision to admit that we were wrong. And it's in that, I'm sure, it's no consolation. But it begins another fight, and that fight is to understand now whether or not what you've heard today is sincere and will turn out to be true to form. Because yes, I look forward to a day when we will look back and celebrate what we have learned through the awful tragedy of the Stardust. And that will come, no doubt, in the form of a commemoration in which probably once a year those in our privileged position will be invited to attend a commemoration ceremony while you live with it every day for the rest of your lives. And I'd ask the Taoiseach, on behalf of those who are left here and those who have no doubt put in 43 years, hard fighting, hard slog, lost loved ones, failed on days to keep up the fight, but got resolve from somewhere, that we do not put them through it when we decide on what the redress should be. Not only should they be part of it, but they should not even be asked to fight for it. Money will not compensate anybody, but it's how we decided previously. And we have been wrong in this House, and we have not been listened to. And I don't wish to take from anything that might happen or any of what you feel today, but we have redress schemes that have left people out. And our most recent did not encompass children under the age of 6 months old who had gone through mothers' and babies' homes. And I only in the last week listened to Christina Buckley's interviews, and we should be ashamed. And we should not repeat that mistake. And so I don't need to go any further. I just want to say I have huge admiration for the people who have come here today, and I will try to do better as an elected representative. Thank you.